Hey, did you know Long's Products is a family-owned janitorial supply with mops, brooms, trash bags, and they even have food service disposables, carry-out plates, and to-goes? Check us out.
Charles, you can hear me okay?
I can.
Okay, good, good. Good evening and welcome to UrbanCast and the Let's Talk show. I'm Jack. Tonight, we are joined with Charles Tucker, coordinator of the 5th Annual Evening of Spirituals, presented by St. Matthew's Baptist Church Music Ministry. The event brought together powerful voices from Alcorn, Grambling, Mississippi Valley, and Peabody Magnet High School, along with the dance ensemble from Southern University. It was a night centered on faith, culture, and legacy. Charles, welcome back to UrbanCast. Before we get into this recap, tell us how you're feeling now that the event has taken place, bro.
Well, thank you, Jack, for having me again.
Uh-huh.
Hello to everyone out there in Urban Cast Land. Uh, now that I've had time to, think about what we actually put together on the 12th of February, honestly, it was phenomenal. It
Mm,
was it was we've like I said, we've done it 4 times before, but this one honestly it stood out, and the things that stood out to me was um I think about like when all the choirs were up on stage at the same time at the end. The finale was breathtaking.
mm.
um the audience, the energy from the audience it was great. Like, they were engaged, they participated, they laughed. I mean, it was good. It was really good.
It was really good.
Yeah.
But look, that's what we like to hear when you say it's really good. All of that stress and all of that kind of stuff, all of the thinking, have I dotted this I, crossed this T, and all that
Yep.
kind of stuff. It worked out.
Yes, sir.
And for those of you guys who are, watching us right now, if you have any questions, Charles got all the answers. I'm just going to facilitate it. Yeah, just drop it in the comments section over there, just in case you have one. You want to ask him something about how something that's on your mind. We'll see if we can bring it into the conversation. Now that you have had the time to reflect, you just said the the combining of the choir was the greatest. That was the finale. When you think about that, you had Mississippi Valley, Alcorn, uh, Grambling,
Hmm.
Peabody Magnet High School, and then you had somebody dancing from Southern, all on the stage at one time, and this was the first time you guys that came together.
Yeah, it was. They had one rehearsal prior to
Uh,
the concert.
uh-huh.
um and it you could feel it didn't feel like separate choirs. It was really unified.
Hmm.
You didn't see Grambling Southern, you didn't see Peabody, you didn't see Alcorn. You saw a choir, you saw dancers, and it was magical. It was really magical. And so magical for not only for me, but the people in the audience.
Mm.
They stood, they watched, they clapped, they were fully engaged. And at that particular moment, I knew that we've this what we created, or what our aim was to bring culture and to bring um the collegiate level talent to Central Louisiana, that
Hmm.
we had done what we were supposed to do.
Yeah, well, that's cool. Maybe we get Mississippi Valley back over here. They threw out the invitation. They threw out the hint when we, prior to the event, and they say they might need to come over here and do some recruiting or something like that.
Well, Jack, the word
Uh-huh.
on the street
Uh-huh.
is that all the choirs were excellent. They were good.
Mhm.
but Mississippi Valley was a different animal.
They were a different animal.
Yeah, they were. They were. They
Yeah.
were great.
All right. All right. You've talked about how the audience responded and the combination of all of the HBCU choirs along with local high school performers. Um, the theme says, "Know the past, shape the future." How did that message resonate throughout that room that night? Theme.
Well, that theme actually showed up in the music itself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, spirituals carry history, they carry resilience and faith, and they carry perseverance. They take us back to where we've come from.
Mm-hmm.
But that particular night, we saw, we heard in the music, we heard history.
Mm.
But standing on that stage, we saw the future.
Wow, wow, wow. And you said something earlier, the diversity in that in that audience and the one thing that was really important was the idea that you had young and old
Hmm.
in that room together. You know,
Absolutely.
so it was some transferring of knowledge. You know what I mean? Sometimes, when you got the wisdom of those adults and all that kind of good stuff, and the kids are in the same room and they all enjoying it. That's the other thing. In your opinion, what does it mean for Alexandria to host an event at this level, man? And it come out and it's such a success.
Well, I would have to say for Alexandria, it simply shows one that there's talent all over the South,
Hmm.
and we get a chance to see it right here in this area.
Hmm.
It brings growth, it brings culture. It says something that our city is just not about crime or what the level of crime that we have in this area. There's
Hmm.
more to Alexandria than that.
Yeah. Right, right, right. Well, we got to call it for what it is. You know what I mean? It is
Yeah.
what it is, and I agree with you 100% about the talent that we have in the community. I mean, because it's second to none. The idea that you can have folk coming from an environment like this that's doing
I
extremely
mean, Jack, I guess I'll have to say it exposes Alexandria, and it shows
well.
that there's more to us. We enjoy, not only we enjoy, but
Mhm.
we we value culture, we value arts, we value education.
All right. Say it a little louder so the people in the back of the room can really understand that. So when we are in these situations, we can start putting the resources into these things called the arts. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because they are our way out. And anytime you say you saw old and young in there, you can't say that the young kids wouldn't go do what grandma and grandpa would do. You know what I mean?
They most definitely would, and they did that night.
You're
I
right.
mean, like I said, there was every age group in that room.
Mm. From a community support standpoint, how important was community support to you guys in making this event a success?
Well, community support is everything.
Hmm.
Um, Events like this, they don't thrive without people buying into it.
Hmm.
And so definitely the community showed up.
Hmm.
Coughlin Saunders, that event space or that venue, it holds, its capacity is at 615 people. Um,
Hmm.
and we definitely had about 550 people in that building that night.
Hmm.
But volunteering, all of the people, all the sponsors, all of the participants, the people that just showed up. Community is what made this event what it is,
Right.
or what it was.
Right. Right. Well, tell us a little bit about the role that the sponsors and local partnerships play in helping. Talk to me about that, man.
Well, this event could not have been possible without sponsors.
Hmm.
With sponsors, and they provide the foundation. They enhance it helps us to enhance our production, expand our outreach. It brings the high level of talent. You know, and I know, and everybody out there should know that events like this just don't come off by us being who we are. It
Mhm.
takes MONEY.
It take resources. It take resources because I
Yeah,
can only imagine what the cost associated with coffee
absolutely.
was.
I mean, we're talking about we're paying for people to travel from at least two. I mean, Mississippi Valley had to travel the furthest, and I think they traveled about 6 hours
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
um, one way.
mm-hmm,
And we had to pay for travel, their transportation, their food. We're talking about 200 students.
mm-hmm. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, so it comes with we need without the sponsors, there would be no evening of spirituals.
Wow, 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 wow. So let's talk about them. Who are some of these people that made this happen?
Oh, yo, Rosefield State Farm,
Uh huh.
um, Grits Entities. That's Miss Glenda Stock,
Uh huh.
uh, Latanya Brown with Heavenly Daycare,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Mark and Yavanka Brown over at Journey Rehab.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Horton. Rick Horton was a big sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm trying to remember all of them. I had several sponsors. Rick Horton, Gator. Gator was a big sponsor.
Yeah, Gator was a big. Okay, all right, all right.
Yeah,
And so these are some of the folk that brought this and made it happen. And when you start thinking about that, yeah, it was the arts, it was the entertainment, but what you saw in there, the logistics surrounding the food that you had to have prepared for these
absolutely.
fires to eat, and all of that was stimulating our economy. People had to get their hair done, hair cut, and
Yeah,
all that kind of good.
absolutely.
But all of that go into something like this, and this happened on a Thursday night, not a
Not a Friday,
weekend.
Saturday, or it was a Thursday night. And honestly, Jack, every time that I have an event in
Mhm,
Central Louisiana, whether it be at church or whether it's wherever it is,
mhm,
I never have weekend events simply because one, I can't compete with high school or college sports. If it's
mhm.
football season, I'm not having anything on a Friday night. If it's if it's football season, I'm not having anything on a Saturday because I cannot compete
You
with
can't.
HBCU football or high
Uh,
school football. So any event that I have, well, that we host
mhm.
in the music department at St. Matthew, it's going to be on a Wednesday or a Thursday night.
Really? All right.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
but there again, that goes to show you that people are looking for something to do if it's meaningful, wholesome, and all that kind of good stuff.
Absolutely.
Right, right. So are y'all thinking about year 6 yet? So I gotta let you see, you just gotta start planning.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I have.
Uh-huh.
We've started thinking about venue, whether we should have it at Coughlin again. I think so. Coughlin Saunders was a great venue, especially for performing arts. It's set up for that. Um, we may not be able to do it after this year because we were almost out of audience space, but we were definitely out of space when it came to the participants. It was tight back behind that stage. We're
Mhm.
talking about 200 students, 200 plus people at
Mhm.
one time going back and forth, and you got dancers trying to on the stage from the sides, and yeah, it was a lot. But
Mhm.
we've thought about that. I've even had some people to reach out to me that were there and said, hey, I know that you're just wrapping up this event, but I want to be a sponsor for next year's event.
Wow, 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 wow. So that meant that the community is really bought into what this thing have become. You guys started out at St. Matthews,
Yeah.
and you kind of blossom outside of St. Matthews. They
Yeah.
tell me y'all had to bring chairs in the past and stuff like
Oh,
that.
we've had to bring chairs in. We've even had to turn people around because we had no more space. All of the above. Yeah.
All of the above, yeah.
Mhm.
And then you move and you see that you only have just a little bit more growth potential even there. But you know what that means? That means that if you do have it back at Coughlin Sound, you need to go ahead and buy them tickets ahead of time so you can
That's
make sure.
absolutely right.
So that's one of the things we want to stress. Go ahead and buy them tickets ahead of time so logistically y'all can take care of all of the stuff you need to take care of and not be on pins and needles.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That I advise you, if when it comes to this particular event, it brings out all generations, and we're going to have certain people I'm going to invite simply because where we are geographically.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody here went to Southern or Grambling, so they're going to come out and support.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay, good. Let me ask you this right here. So you were kind of alluding to some stuff that would go on behind the scenes, and I'm just nosy, but other than you really learned that behind the scenes you had 200 participants that were a part of the not even the audience, but you're saying that we had 200 participants, so you did have over 700 and some odd people in that room that night.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah. So what behind the scenes the public may not realize go on? What's something else other than having to get those the other logistics that's moving on behind the scene? What's going on back there?
So before the students get here, we've had to coordinate travel. We've had rehearsals. We've had to coordinate their hospitality. We've had sound checks. Shout out to Serious Sounds by Harry Green, who was the sound engineer for that night, who did a wonderful job. I mean, professional, on time. He was there before I got there. Everything was set up. I didn't have to worry or wait on anything. Harry Green, he's your guy.
There again.
I mean, sound checks. There were contracts back and forth with the venue. No, I don't want this negotiation. All of that was prior to people getting here. I mean, we had to make sure that when they got here, everything was seamless. And that's it. It really was. That was one of the compliments that I heard all throughout the night and afterwards, that they've never been to, or it's been a while since they've been to an event that was so seamless and there was no hiccups at all.
Wow. If someone missed this year, what would you tell them about why they should not miss next year?
Well, it's more than a concert. It's about culture. It's a spiritual experience. It's uplifting. It's educational. It's expiring, and all this is going on at one time. So if you miss this year, make it your priority to make it next year. You won't be disappointed.
All right. Well, I tell you what. I can't stress then, since it was so tight this year, or getting close to being tight. That means that tickets need to be purchased. What EARL? They need to purchase them early and get them out. And I guess the other thing, once the venue has been set in stone, it's time to start pushing the information out there, and so folk can see that sense of urgency and that kind of thing.
Absolutely. So it is my goal. It is a goal of mine that this event, and it has been elevated. It's grown immensely, but I would like for it to be more than just a one-day event. I would like to add educational components, workshops, and make it like a multi-day festival. So that's where we're headed.
That's where you're headed. Well,
yes.
Hey, nothing's wrong with that. And Charles, the other thing I want to say on behalf of our team over here at UrbanCast, we truly appreciate St. Matthew's and y'all's ministry for working with us to help y'all get the word out about this. So
absolutely,
we certainly say thank you guys for what you guys did there. And if y'all need anything in lines of getting information out over there, don't hesitate to to reach out to us and all that kind of good stuff, man.
Most definitely.
Mm-hmm. Anything before we get ready to get out of here that you want to say to the audience, man?
Hey, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank everyone over at UrbanCast for getting the word out for us. It does not go unnoticed. Again, thank the Lord for allowing me for giving me this vision, and St. Matthew Baptist Church, along with my beautiful wife.
Putting up
Because
with all that plan.
honestly, she's the I'll tell everyone, she is the brains behind it. I can organize an event in my head, but she's the organizer. She puts things on paper so everybody else can know what's going on in my head makes sense.
All right. Again, Charles, thank you for joining us tonight and for the work you continue to do to preserve the culture, the faith, musical excellence in our community. To our UrbanCast family out there, thank you guys for tuning in and supporting conversations that matter to our community. We also want to thank our partners, Sadler's Towing, Long's Products, Legendary Kung Fu and Tai Chi, United Wrestling and Entertainment, Nader International Market, and the Threadhead Embroidery for helping us these conversations, to help us keep these conversations going. And for those of you guys who are going to stick with us tonight, we have Miss Shannon Williams and her daughter that are going to be coming on and talking about a series of books that she wrote. She's a child, a paraprofessional over at Alma Redwine Elementary, working in the special education department, supporting children with diverse learning developmental needs. Her daily work inspires her writing and advocacy. She is passionate about the inclusion, representation, faith-based empowerment, striving to be the voice for children and families who may feel unseen and unheard. Y'all won't miss this one, because this is a mother and daughter team that's getting ready to we're getting ready to have a conversation with, and it's really important that folk who have children within the school system that have a special need or whatever, I encourage them to rejoin us here in about 30 minutes. We're going to dive deep into her books, and their story is just, mom had to inspire daughter. Mom's a teacher's aide, daughter is a teacher over at Ash, and they're both working in the same field of in the education arena. So, it had to come from the heart and all that kind of good stuff. So it should be a very good conversation we're about to have. And for those parents out there who want to find out what resources are available for their kids, jump in there, and we're gonna talk about it tonight. Again, Charles, thank you, man.
Thank you.
All right. Look, here, there's one of your church members here, Tracy Jones. She just she says Charles Tucker is one of the best.
Thank you.
All right, man. You have a good. Just hang in there. We're in the street.
Hey, did you know Long's Products is a family-owned janitorial supply with mops, brooms, trash bags, and they even have food service disposables, carry-out plates, and to-goes? Check us out.